We got Nolani right here. Nolani. And we got Jojo right here. And this is my kind of a mess. How do I make it look nice? That looks really good. That's pro lighting right there. So I get this comment. I'm going to tell you what I think my superpower is. Let me read the comment for you first. What did he say? He says, for me, and this is a response to my video. Watch this video if you hate your life. He says, for me, 25 years old, working a corporate job since I was 20, been making six figures for years, owned a house since 2021, sports car, working out consistently, good diet, married, kid on the way, but I hate my life most of the time, especially recently realizing I'm stuck. Yeah, I know I'm the outlier here. Looking back, I can see where it all went wrong for me. All I can say is don't rush to settle down, start a family, etc. You may regret it. I wish things were different for me. At the same time, I know there's people that would die to swap places. I guess it's all perspective. Music, podcasts, gym, my dogs do help me. My advice is to spend more time finding the right person. Good luck, everybody. Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. Welcome in, much love, Trav. Here, if you don't know me, I'm an adventurer, I'm an entrepreneur. Out here on Hawaii, on Oahu, and I think my superpower, I know that I have a gift with people. It's hard to put into words. I really like people, and I think that my superpower is absorbing other people's stories. I'm super interested in people's stories. I read biographies, memoirs, and true adventure stories as one of my main hobbies over the past 10 years. And my favorite work involves storytelling, getting other people to tell me stories. So I get these stories through YouTube comments. I've been doing YouTube and online business for, excuse me, 12 years, I don't know. And I always have forums up that ask people to tell me their story. And I've had thousands of people fill out their forms. I've been on the phone with over 500 people from around the world. And this is also traveling, meeting people. One of my current gigs that I do is I do private adventure tours, and I pick up individuals or couples, take them hiking, take them cliff jumping, take them snorkeling. And I get them talking, and I try to hear their stories. So we're going to talk about that, but I think what the cheat code for me is, when you're able to get stories, man, it's not, Richard Dawkins says, it's not the fastest or strongest who survives, it's the most adaptable. So you can learn through trial and error, cross the road, get hit by a car, or you can learn through osmosis through other people's stories. So for me, I want to, as much as possible, not have to learn through my own struggles, especially for the really big things, like having a family with the wrong woman. I want to really listen to other people's stories, because you got one life, right? I want to make sure I get good at the right things and I live in the right place and I spend my time with the right people. And one of the things that I found is, honestly, this is some of the best company here. When you're able to listen to men's stories in 2024, there's so many unhappy men in marriage and relationships with kids. A video that really affected me this year was a Japanese man. The video was titled "My Life is So Boring," and he's talking about how he has it all. He's got the family, he's got the job, he's got the house, he's got the kids, and he hates his life because it's super monotonous. It's closed off. He feels stuck. It's boring. He sees the next 30 years, and it's the same, right? So you could argue, and you may be right, that life is not about being happy. It's about sacrifice and having kids, and that's the scoreboard that matters. And you may be right on that. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life or what is the correct philosophy for life. But for me and a lot of men and women, for me, I care about being happy. I want to experience the range of emotions. I like feeling some amount of negative emotions as part of the daily struggle, experience of being human, and also the hero's journey. But I want to have a good time most of the time. And that doesn't mean the chasing of dopamine. It doesn't mean being a hedonist or being a seeker of short-term gratification. But what it does mean is living a life where I'm generally happy with my life decisions and happy where I am. And what's funny is I can tell you, for me personally, I've been single for a while now, a couple years since I had a serious relationship, and I'm much happier as a single person than I have been generally in relationships. And it could be maybe I need to find the right woman. I do like casual dating. I'm not very promiscuous. It's more about meeting people and continuing to absorb their stories. But my cat, and especially my dog, is the best companion. I love hanging with my dog. I love the freedom that I have in my own life. I love the freedom that I have of I'm going to do what I want on the weekend. I'm going to spend my time how I want. I'm going to sleep on the side of the bed that I want. I'm going to, if I want to just go on to sleep early, I can. I don't need to do anything I don't want in my free time. I don't need to watch a movie I don't want to watch. I don't need to go travel somewhere I don't want to travel. I don't need to have any arguments. I don't need to have any drama. I can just do exactly whatever I want. I can spend my money however I want. There's not any pressure on me to make more money if I don't want to. There's not any pressure on me to have a certain kind of job. I can talk to whoever I want. I can message whatever girlfriend that I want. I can maintain whatever relationships that I want. And I have a lot of freedom, but at the same time, I also have a lot of meaning in my life because I'm helping people. I'm making videos like this when I'm talking to you guys. I'm working fulfilling jobs which change, give me novelty and depth. Here in Hawaii, I've been I've been an influencer, but I've also grown food. An essential worker during the pandemic was a really exciting chapter in my life, raising sheep, learning to slaughter, butcher, harvesting salad, and growing root vegetables, learning how to plant, and delivering people experiences, unforgettable experiences where I give them an amazing experience, and then I also allow them to open up and tell me their life story. So when I hear this man's story who shared with me, I'm super grateful and thank you for all the YouTube comments. But it's amazing how often I hear the same story of the things that we're told are supposed to make us happy in life do not do that at all. Yo, he got the 6-figure income. He got the house. He's fit. He got the 6-pack. He got the woman. He got the wife. He got the kid, and he hates his life. Why? Because those aren't the things that happiness is all about. It's all about quality of time, who you spend your time with, enjoying who you spend your time with, and what you're doing, right? You can make 6 figures, but if you don't like your job, you don't like how you make your money, you're not going to like your life, right? You have a kid, but you don't like who you're parenting with, you're not going to like your life, right? You can own your house, but if you don't like the neighborhood you live in or where you live, you're not going to like your life, right? So I think there's a different way to live, and I mean, I am a fan of the sacrifice of having a family, and that's something that I'm interested in doing, but I want to make sure the setup is really good, and I'm willing to wait till my 40s if I have to do it. And if I risk the opportunity passing me by not rushing into it in my 30s or my 20s, maybe I'm okay with that, because I'm out here with the life philosophy of trying to build a life of memories and adventure, and what that requires is a degree of freedom so that I can start new chapters, so that I can change. And the pressure comes from me. It's not coming from some nagging woman telling me you need to be more professional or do this or make more money so that, or have kids by XYZ year. No, I'm going to live my life how I want to live. And when I hear people's stories, yeah, it's a lot of the time the happiest people, they don't necessarily have the kids or the family yet, or they don't have the job, or they don't have the income, they don't have the savings, they don't have the house, but what they do have is a book full of adventure, which is their life. And they have maybe good friends, they have a community that they can go back to, and they like the work that they do, right? So, I mean, that's what I've found. I'm going to talk about this more, but some of my videos, I'm walking around, I've got $500,000 cash in my bank account. I don't have that right now. I still have a nest egg. I'm still trading, right? But you would never know. And I'll tell you, I wasn't any happier. I was probably less happy I'm the happiest. I've really, maybe this year has been the most enjoyable year of my entire life. At 34, I would say this is the best year of my life. Haven't had a serious girlfriend this year. Met a lot of people. Haven't even traveled very much this year. I took two inter-island trips, so I've traveled a little bit. Um, and I was forced to take action because of I got scammed for 6 figures. It was a big loss, and didn't trade well in the first part of the year. So I was like, I have a trading business. I trade cryptocurrency. So I was like, let me just get a job, and also I'm on board. I want to go back to work. And my net worth this year is less than it was, much less than it was 2 years ago. But I'm so much happier. It's such a better experience. I'm so busy. I was on the boat today. Obviously, I got plenty of sun. Working with an awesome group of people. Just a lot of novelty and in my life, but also depth. Of lived in the same place for 7 years now. The places that I drive by, I walk. I work. The mountains that I see, I've all climbed these mountains now. gonna get into bow hunting and hunt goats up there. Maybe get into spear fishing, hunt fish in the ocean. Don't know. Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit, and a lot of what it gives me that freedom is not having dependence right now, or having anyone who's affecting my vision or my dream for my life. It's all positive. So stories, man, and that's what I'm trying to do, is be the best storyteller and just be a professional rambler. But I'll tell you, in person, I don't necessarily, it's not, I wouldn't talk that much. I'm not eager to tell my story. I'm eager to observe stories, right? I love the anecdote from Tai Lopez where he meets Elon Musk in the bathroom at some red carpet event in Beverly Hills, and he's so excited to meet him, and Elon Musk asks him a question, and Tai Lopez talks for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then Elon says, "Thanks, I think you're wrong," and walks out. And Tai realizes, like, man, I gave him my jewels, and he walked out, and I should have asked him questions. So I'm always trying to absorb stories and gain stories. And if you found this video, you're still watching, it's because of storytelling. It's not because of editing. It's not because of thumbnails. I've stopped editing thumbnails. I don't do descriptions. For those of you curious, I hear some of you guys say, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to start a podcast. Some of you started YouTube. The only thing that matters is your storytelling. Because YouTube, the actual, if you want to game the algorithm, you have to become a great storyteller, and that's all that matters. Because what YouTube cares about is the watch time, right? If you're watching this video and you're 13 minutes in, it tells YouTube, okay, this guy's a good storyteller. I'm interested, and I'm willing to watch pre-roll ads, mid-roll ads, or whatever, and they want to keep you on the app. And if, because you're watching this video, they're going to offer it to a larger audience, they're going to offer it up. So it really doesn't matter if you have a good thumbnail and people click on your video and have used clickbait, because if people don't stay and watch the video, YouTube's not going to offer it to the masses, right? So you don't need to, if you want, and I think the real world works like that as well. If you're writing a book or telling your story is you're on social media or just in real life, offline, what the most interesting story and stories is what travels and and what gives you the opportunity. And so you don't need any filter, you don't need any editing, you don't need any agenda. It just sort of happens. And that's what I'm trying to do, and also what I'm trying to show you is the art of storytelling, the hero's journey, weaving together different stories, anecdotes, and part of it is living the most interesting life I can, right? Growing up in the city, getting canceled 2 times, coming back, becoming a professional card player, winning or losing 100 grand in a day, working on a farm, trapping pigs, chasing off sharks in the ocean on the job, right? But what really makes my storytelling richer is being able to listen to other people's stories and learn. And that one of the reasons I'm sober at 5 years, no alcohol, no weed, no tobacco, no caffeine, is because I grew up going to 12-step meetings with my family. My dad was an alcoholic, and when he was recovering, we went to 12-step meetings, and I sat there and I absorbed stories of loss, stories of abuse, stories of addiction, and stories of all kinds of loss, physical loss, death, financial loss, and that set me up for success later in life, where even though I say, oh, I've been sober for 5 years, I never had a drinking problem. I was super cautious about that, right? Because I didn't have to learn for myself. I was exposed to it as a teenager, as a preteen at an early age of what it can do to you. So if you get anything from this video, it's not to become a better storyteller, but to become a better audience. Figure out how to bring stories into your life. Get how to win people's confidence, confidants, right? Getting people to confide in you. Learning how to picking jobs where one of the perks is you get to listen to true stories from people. Reading biographies in your free time and so on. And you do these things, I think you're going to find your richer life. I really believe you grow rich on other people's memories, other people's stories. You don't need to travel as much as you think. You don't need as much money as you think. You don't need as many or as quality relationships with other people as you think you need. That's not the secret to life. The secret to life is the story and learning what that means. And there's positive and negative elements to it, but do you want a horror story or do you want a fun adventure story? I mean, you might want difficult parts. It's important for me to have been broke at 25, sleeping on that fold-out couch in Seattle, to have the contrast of being here. I live here now. I could see from the back patio 10 to 20 cranes at any given time, building buildings, helicopters, planes all over. Cars honking, traffic was terrible. I didn't even have a car, it was a nightmare. And to be here in some kind of paradise. And this is my company, and what we're about to do, Nolani, is to go for a walk. Nolani, come here. Come here, Dougie. Come here, Dougie. You want to go for a walk? We're about to go on a walk for sunset, go swim in the ocean, bathe in the ocean. And that's the chapter of life that we're on right now. So I want to thank you for listening here, and most I want to thank you for sharing your stories with me, because that's what I love, and I think that is my greatest gift, if anything. So thank you, appreciate you, and as always, there's nothing special about me. Nothing special, nothing I'm doing that someone else can't do. You don't need to copy me exactly, but I'm saying it's possible to live a much better life. So appreciate y'all, and also I love hearing stories. I do one-on-one mentoring and coaching, and that involves getting on the phone and hearing people's stories. So tell me your story. I'll fill out the link down below, and maybe we'll set up a time where we can talk soon. Okay, appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.